Oh my goodness, what a party it is today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are broadcasting live on many platforms, so we can let's wave to everybody on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and all the places. We're so happy to be with everybody all over the world. Hi, Melinda. Happy Monday. So if you're on Zoom with us in the sort of VIP Thought Leader Lounge room, welcome. We're so excited that you're here. And if I haven't met you yet, if it's your first time in the Thought Leader Lounge, I'm Sara Cannell. I'm your host. I'm a best-selling author and the founder of Thought Leader Academy, where we help incredible leaders make massive impact and income by writing best-selling books and giving phenomenal TED Talks and speaking at conferences and going on podcasts and changing the world with your story and your mission. So welcome. If you're here for the first time, if I'm meeting you for the first time, I'm super excited. And I'm seeing some faces I love from wonderful eras past and some new faces. So really, really thrilled to be here. And maybe whatever platform you're on, let's just do a breath, maybe reach up. Monday can be like a fire hose, right? And it can just sort of start coming at you. So I'd love to hear just one word, how everyone's feeling in this moment right now on Monday. What is it? March 13th, right? Yeah, March 13th. I love 13s. So, and if you're on Zoom, let's hear it in the chat. Just check in with yourself. Like, this is the lounge, it's not the sprint. So we're going to get to breathe. We're going to love on you. We're going to fill you up, get in some high vibe energy for the rest of your week. And just let yourself feel, how are you feeling right now? Yeah, energized, but a little anxious with so much going on, excited. Karen's feeling good about 13, happy for a productive week. Awesome. So we're going to go for like 30, 40 minutes today. Thank you so much. All of you have been giving us feedback about what you want to see in the lounge and how we can make this time really powerful for you. I'm feeling energized and excited. I just got back from the AWP Writing Conference. So that's the Association of Writers and Writing Programs. There were 28,000 people there. 28,000 people. It was my first time presenting. And 28,000 people who are in publishing and agents and writers and producers and people that are in this world creating phenomenal thought leadership. It was really inspiring. It was really exciting. It's one of the most diverse conferences. I go to it every year, changes cities. We were in Seattle this year. And it's one of the most diverse on every level, on every level. And it's a really inspiring conference. So I'm feeling fired up. I'm feeling fueled up, even though I flew back in the middle of the night on daylight savings. So it was a crazy night flying back from the West Coast. But I'm coming into you about I want to speak into the importance of filling ourselves up, like whether it's going to a conference or doing a retreat or being in a class, being in community. And thanks, Dawn, for the congratulations. It was so much fun. I get on such a high when I'm around that many amazing writers. So just put high in the chat if you've ever experienced like conference high, like you've been to an event, a retreat, a workshop, and you just feel like, woo, right? Daryl's like, oh yeah. Yeah, it's so worth it. And it can be so challenging to like give ourselves permission. Just put P in the chat or the comments if you find it hard to give yourself permission to take the time to fly somewhere, or even if it's in your own area, take the time and actually give yourself something, right? And it's like, oh, I have to be away. And, I have a child, I run a business, I'm married, there's things, right? And so I just wonder if that, yeah, Toby, life-changing when you were at Women Starting Movements 2019. Absolutely. That was such an epic time. So hi, Amanda. So glad to see you. So I just want to talk about two things today we're going to dive into. One, we're going to go deeper into the conversation that thought leadership begins with leading our own thoughts. And we're going to do a check-in about what your thoughts are leading you to today, because it's Monday. And so if our thoughts that we're having right now are not leading us where we really want to go this week, we have an opportunity right here, right now, beginning of the week, to set a new course. Every breath is a new beginning. So let's do it. Let's breathe in. And starting with this breath, no matter what the day has felt like so far, if you're tired, if you're awake, if you're whatever, this is a new beginning. Right here in the Thought Leader Lounge, you're going to set a new course for your week. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And I want to talk about giving ourselves permission to get filled up, because I think there's a real temptation and a real invitation in our culture to think that it's an indulgence, to think that it's nice to have, to think that it's like, oh, if there's time or money or energy left over, like I fill the well. And really great leaders who are in it for the long haul get to have their well filled, get to have it filled regularly and consistently and with pure, beautiful health. I'm learning all about water. The water I've been drinking apparently sucks, even though I get like, purified water and pH water, but I just have learned all these cool things about it. So anyway, the point is we're going to talk about that. And one of you is going to win a ticket to our Write and Grow Rich retreat that's coming up May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in New Orleans. So if you're online on social, you can put retreat in the comments if you want to come to New Orleans as my guest and join us for this phenomenal 3-day retreat. If you're on Zoom, you can put retreat in the chat. If you don't already have a ticket to that, we're going to give one of you, because it can take a lot to give ourselves permission to receive, permission to get filled up, permission to be in an inspiring powerhouse energy for 3 days. And so we're going to make that a little easier. So you're going to put retreat in the comments or in the chat here. And then our team's going to do the drawing later today, and we'll notify you if you are our winner, because you're all winners, but one of you is going to win this retreat today. It's $1,000 retreat. One of you is going to win it. So I'm very excited for that. Awesome. Alicia and Remy are both like, yes. Okay, amazing. So let's get into this topic now of your leading your own thoughts. And then I'll give you a few highlights from AWP, like what I heard kind of going on in the publishing industry. All right. So I want everyone to close your eyes. Breathe in. And think about the predominant thought that's been sort of running through your mind so far today. Now, you might have a million, right? There's something like, they used to say 60,000 thoughts a day. Now it's 60,000 thoughts an hour or a minute. I mean, it's just crazy what our brains are dealing with. So what is the predominant or a predominant thought that's been running through? No image management here, right? Maybe it's, I have too much to do. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if I'm good enough. Maybe it's, I'm freaking amazing. I'm on fire. I've got this, right? So just tune in for yourself. You don't have to put this in the chat. You can if you want to. But what's a predominant thought that you've been having today? Just get curious. Look inside. Okay, and then ask yourself, is this thought aligned with my number one goal this week? So like, would someone think, if we believe the idea that we do in the Thought Leader Lounge, that our thoughts create emotions, our emotions drive our actions, and our actions drive our results, is this predominant thought aligned or not aligned? And there's no judgment. It's just like aligned or not aligned. So just put in the chat. You don't have to write the thought, but just write aligned or not aligned. If you're on social, in the comments, is your predominant thought so far today on Monday aligned with what you want to create this week? Yeah. And Jen's like, no, not aligned. My thought was there's not enough time. Amanda, not aligned. Our taxes aligned. So Pam, this is a great question. Does paying your taxes feel exciting and empowering? Like, oh my God, look how much more money I made or whatever. And I'm really proud to contribute to schools and roads and the police force and whatever else. Or are the taxes feeling like, do you feel any resentment or burden or overwhelm or fear around money, right? Like that, it's like the taxes are just taxes. They're neutral, but it's our feeling around that. And Donna's feeling aligned. Woo! Yeah. So we're all going to get aligned in the lounge. Donna's just going to 10x her alignment. and everybody else, we're all going to get aligned. And this is a great exercise to do on Mondays, because sometimes there's just a lot going. It's like, oh, maybe we took a break on the weekend. Maybe you worked on the weekend. Alicia's like, not aligned. Paula's saying taxes feels like a burden, right? So how could we, so this is the game to play. This is really an NLP, a neuro-linguistic programming exercise, where you would say, okay, what's my number one goal this week? So let's look at it. Let's put in the comments and the chat, if you're on Zoom, what is your number one goal this week? First of all, writing it down and making it visible to other people is going to drastically increase the likelihood of you achieving it. So that's already a good thing to do, right? So let's look at our number one goal this week. And then we're going to do a really laser mini NLP exercise to get our thinking, our thought leadership aligned with that goal. Great. So Karen's going to write an email to invite people to collaborate on her next book. Amanda, just noticed my thoughts went from more going out, which felt bad, to the question. It means more gets to come in, which feels great. Yes, I love that shift already. Brilliant awareness. More joy. Dawn's getting a retreat set up. Yes, beautiful. Right. Julie's going to write for an hour daily on her new work. Awesome. Love it. I'm going to be writing this week. I'm so excited to write now after being at that conference for 3 days. I'm like, can I write all day? Beautiful. Okay. And then we'll go and read on all the platforms. We're going to switch up how we do Thought Leader Lounge, by the way, so that I can see all the comments on YouTube and Instagram and everywhere else. So I'll be reading out yours soon if you're on social. Getting the task done that's been dangling, Katrina. Yeah. So we've got, yes, Jen's going to finish 5 coaching videos that are way overdue. Yeah. So now we get to say, what would a person, this is how we get to trick our brains. Okay, this is how you get to be leaders of our own thoughts. Not like, what do I have to do this week? But what would a person who achieves this goal be thinking? Like, what would a person who achieves this goal, what predominant thought would they be running in order to achieve that goal? So you're not even asking yourself to believe it or think it. You're just saying, what would a person, Paula's going to create a class, for example. So Paula gets to ask, like, what would a person who's going to create a class this week, successfully create a class this week, what kind of thoughts would they be thinking? And Paula, if you want to put in the chat, what comes to mind when you think about someone who's successfully creating a class this week? What are the thoughts that lead to that result? And let's all take a moment. In fact, let's take 3 minutes. I want to really create an avalanche of aligned thoughts for us all. Okay. This is our work in the lounge today. We're going to create an avalanche of aligned thoughts with your goal. Okay. So let's, and then you can put them in the comments in the chat when you start going, but we're going to go 3 minutes. I'm going to time. If you've just jumped on with us, you're going to name your number one goal for this week. And then you're going to create a whole avalanche of thoughts that someone who successfully meets that goal would be thinking this week. Yeah. Okay. Some of these are already coming. So 3 minutes, go as many as you can. If you need to repeat. Number one goal for the week, and as many thoughts that link to achieving that result as you can come up with. Okay, keep going. You're doing great. Keep it going. Just asking yourself, what would someone who achieves this result be thinking this week? You're doing awesome. One more minute. Get one more in. And take a huge, big, deep breath. And give yourself a hug. Give yourself some pats on the back. If that feels cheesy and funny, just move your body, get it in your cells. And just notice for a moment, pick your favorite one. Let's do that. Pick your favorite thought that you wrote on that list, just the one that maybe makes you smile. Okay, let's all try to go through and pick one at least on the list that gives you, you kind of can't help smiling when you think it. I'm going to do this with you. Okay, beautiful. Does everyone have one? Put yes in the comments or the chat if you have picked out one of these that gives you a little grin or a little tickle, or you get a little bit of a kick out of it. Okay, amazing. All right. And so now let's supercharge it. So you might be thinking, I came in the lounge, I want to learn about writing. But if we don't do this first, it's going to be swimming upstream this week. Right? We got to start by leading our own thoughts, and then we lead others, right? So picture that one and see if there's like a movement or a sound that goes with it. Okay. This is going to make it more embodied. Remember, the thought sends the signal out. If you follow Joe Dispenza's work, and other neuroscientists, the thought sends the signal out. The emotion brings in the manifestation into form. Okay, thought sends the signal out. Thoughts are electric, emotions are magnetic, is how I've heard it explained. And so we're gonna pull in the electric and the magnetic together now. So let me get an example. If someone on Zoom would be willing to put in the chat their thought, what is their favorite one on their list? If you feel open, I know it's a little bit, vulnerable to share, but we're all in the lounge together, and we're rooting for you. So what would be an example of your favorite thought? If someone wants to pop that in the chat, and then we can model this a little bit. So you're thinking like, this is the one that makes you smile. They're looking forward to it. Okay, so Karen is imagining that people are looking forward to her invitation to be in her book. Yeah, which I'm sure they are. Once they know about it, they're going to be very excited. So Paul is saying, my creativity draws people to me. Emails have allowed me opportunities like this. Yeah. So now that you all are feeling some, and we'll go read them on social as well. So then you want to just see, like if there's like a movement with that. So just for example, like, Dawn is saying, which Airbnb should we rent in addition to the one that's already full for her retreat in June, right? She's just like assuming, her thinking is that it's already full. They're in overflow. They need more. So just think about like, how does your body move when Amanda's saying, it's so fun to see new women step into work with me for health transformation. So maybe there's like I'm kind of feeling like when I'm reading those of you that are giving your examples, like my energy kind of goes up and out. Like I'm just feeling some motion with my hands, and my shoulders seem to be moving. I had one once said, business is booming, and it has the fun alliteration. So it's just like, whoo, it's booming. There's like a boom, that's the onomatopoeia where the word sounds like what it means, right? So just start to kind of move your body. Look, I'm the one jumping around here on screen, so no one's gonna think it looks weird. They'll be laughing at me. So just see if you want to stand up and move a little bit, like start to match your thoughts with some movement and generate some emotion around it. Okay, so let's just take a minute and pick your favorite one that you've listed here. Yeah, Jen saying, my presence on camera is impactful and magnetic to anyone who watches it. And she's picturing the people talking about it after, like, oh, thank God I saw Jen Todd's video today. Yes, right? And so just, really feel it in your body, and start to generate the emotion now. Okay, we're gonna seal this in. What is the emotion that having this result gets you? It's the end of the week and Paula created her course and Amanda had new women step into her health consulting. Karen's had people say yes to being in the book. Jen's produced these magnetic videos that people are talking about and grateful for. Yeah, Dawn's got her retreat announced, the location's done, people are signing up. Yeah, Katrina's feeling excited, fulfilled, grateful. So start to just dial up. Imagine there was like a dial on the front of you. We were like Iron Man or something, and you're dialing it up, dialing up the emotion that you're going to feel at the end of the week when you've achieved this goal. Maybe you're running around your room like, woo! Okay, I know I'm being silly, but if the feeling is what pulls it into form and manifests for you, who's willing to be a little silly if that helps you achieve your goal this week? Oh, yeah. Yes. Julia's feeling proud of herself for showing up each day. It's that sense of like, way to go, you showing up and writing. Yes. Debbie gets to offer these same kind of exciting experiences for others. Beautiful. These are so good. You're all doing amazing. Now, notice how you feel. Do it one more time with emotion and feeling. Say your thought, your favorite thought to yourself, and move or make a sound with it. Put some emotion in, just one more time. Okay. And now compare how you feel in this moment to how you felt a half hour ago before you jumped in the lounge. Just notice if you feel any different. You may or may not. And what feels different? Yeah, less body aches, Katrina, excited, amazing. Like I'm feeling like, I don't know, some ebullience and some excitement and some tingling energy, more awake and inspired, Karen, really excited, Paula. Yes, you generated this. Nothing changed outside you. You led your own thoughts, your own actions, your own emotion. Yes, more energy is running through your body. And so who's committed to using this practice this week? We can tune in at any time and know if our thoughts are aligned or not aligned. That's the first part of the game. Okay, Thought Leader Lounge it's game day in the lounge today. We're playing the game of leading our own thoughts first. So all week we can just say aligned, not aligned. I like using a word like aligned because there's maybe there's a little judgment, but it's not like good or bad. I'm having a good thought or a bad thought. Let's not do that to ourselves. Just say, is this aligned with where I'm going or not? If my thoughts are leading my emotions, behavior, and results, are they aligned? And then I can go, nope, I was in the shower today and I felt my thoughts going in a direction and I went, that is not aligned with where I want to go. Cool. Take a deep breath, put my hair under the water, wash it off. What's a more aligned thought? Yes. And then if you want to supersize this, you want to supercharge it and really manifest faster the results that you want, put in that feeling. And it really, who likes the idea of the electric and magnetic, that the thought is electric and sends out the signal and the emotion is magnetic and draws it into manifestation? Put yes in the chat and in the comments if that is helpful. I love remembering this. It really, really helps me because sometimes I focus on the thought and I'm not pulling it back in with the emotion. Or I'm having emotions that are coming from unaligned thoughts and then they're leading me to either not want to do the work or I'm in resistance or I'm just having, whatever's going. Yes. Okay. You're all doing awesome. Way to play the game. I'm like, this is so good. And remember, one of you's winning the New Orleans Write and Grow Rich retreat. So if you jumped on later in the episode, put retreat in the comments if you're on social or in the chat, if you're here on Zoom, so that you can be in the drawing today, because you are going to get, we gave away some last event and we're giving away a retreat today. Okay. So this is really important work because who can tell that your writing or your outreach or your content creation will be elevated and accelerated with new thoughts? Yeah. They really, like Paula, you creating that course with, I don't know, it's going to be a very different course that you create from, oh my gosh, people are so excited to take this course. They're so grateful. They've been looking for this course. It totally gives them what they need. Yeah, it's super important work. It's the most important work we do, because when we get our emotions and thoughts aligned, our energy lined up, like, okay, cool. Then we get to take the action. So we already talked about the result you want to take by the end of the week. What is the action you're going to take that is aligned with your thoughts and your new emotions by the end of today? Before you go to bed tonight, what is one thing you're doing? And so some of you, like Julia, is going to write for an hour because she already said she's going to do an hour a day. But I want us to commit, because the fun part is that any place in this cycle that we jump in will change our result in a positive way. So if we interact and have a new thought, we're going to get a new result. If we interact and change the emotion, get a new result. If we change the action, we'll get a new result. So sometimes if you feel like you can't get the thoughts and emotions cooking, I go straight to the action. You can enter at any point in the cycle. And I say, well, what would I do if I did feel confident? If I did feel up-leveled? If I did feel excited? And then I take the action based on, I don't even have to feel it or think it yet. We can act our way into new thoughts and feelings. So you can go in any order to get the result you want. And I love the freedom. Sometimes just not feeling it. Okay. What action would I take if I was feeling it? So exciting. I love this. Paula's going to create her class. Jen's going to get one of those videos done. Dawn's going to create the social media post and email. I love this. As soon as the week's ended. Yes. Karen's going to start composing the invitation email. Fantastic. Really, really, really good work, everybody. Absolutely phenomenal. So we're going to end the last few minutes of the lounge today. These episodes will always go somewhere between like 30 and 45 minutes. Okay. That's kind of what we're hearing from people that they're liking. So, oh, Katrina, great. You're going to start an outline for your workshop. So put in the chat or the comments anything you want to know about updates in the publishing industry. That's a huge question, but I just spent 3 days in Seattle with 28,000 people, agents, publishers, writers, content creators, editors, all kinds of people. And I will share some highlights for our last few minutes because I think it's, then you get the benefit of going to AWP without having to leave your house. And also I want to, speak to questions that you might have. So is there Karen's asking, any tips for self-publishing or easier way to get a publisher? Karen, there's no easy way in terms of if you want to pitch to the big, like there's only like 3 or 4 big publishers left in New York. And the only way in is an agent. And we all know, if you've taken our classes on getting an agent, you can see the process. It's not like it can't happen. It's just not, there's not an easy button. I mean, what I like right now are, and this was a big conversation at AWP, are small traditional publishers. So I'm co-founder in Muse Literary, and that's where I publish my books now. And many of our Thought Leader Academy clients publish with Muse. And the reason that so many people who were in traditional publishing, big houses, are working with publishers like Muse is because you actually get the attention. People are helping you set up your author signings. Like we had 2,500 people come to the Muse Publishing booth at the expo and say, I want what you guys are doing. Like that's 2,500 people. Those are people that signed up on an email list, not just people passing, but those are people who actually took action to become. So why I'm saying that is that, I love publishers like Muse because you can get your book done in a matter of months versus years. You keep all the profits as the author and you own all the creative rights. Like those are things, time, the finances, like those are the conversations people are having. So I think that's like, so I don't think to me, that's much easier is working with a publisher that gives me all of that. And so that is my answer of easier, especially because I just don't ever want to wait 3 years again to have a book come out. I'm not available for it. Just no, thank you. And now we know there's a way. And what we like about someone like Muse, and there are other small traditional presses that, you are you are a traditionally published author. You get to say you have a book deal, you're in the Library of Congress. It's not self-publishing, right? So you do get that prestige if that's important to you. Some people don't care. Your reader doesn't give a rat's you know what. Your reader just wants your book. So that's what I would say to that. I don't think there's an easy way to get an agent, or, I mean, I've done it. I have one, I've done that route, but it's not fast. And I'm curious, how many of you is speed important? Put S in the comments or the chat if speed is important to you, how quickly you can get your book to the hands of the people that want to read it. Like, to me, that is just like it's so crucially important. Yeah, it's just, I so applaud people who are willing anymore. And I did it for my first book, but are willing to do a, 5-year journey. But I just, if I have the idea now, I want to get it out there. Okay. Yeah. So a couple other questions. We can take like 2 more. What were the biggest takeaways? What's the vibe? Well, and this was another one. What kind of books are publishers looking for now? Paula and Karen are asking sort of somewhat similar questions. So I'll say this. A fresh take on a universally compelling idea is always, always, always going to be very attractive to publishers, to agents, to the public, to readers, meaning there are certain topics that people go back to over and over and over again: relationships, money, nutrition, health, building a business, what are the other, big ones? Spirituality, personal growth, the next level of peak performance. Like there are key things that there are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of books around, and people will continue to buy thousands and thousands and thousands of books. The way to get your book noticed, picked up, get on interviews, get people to read it, have it become a bestseller, is to find the topic you're here on this earth to teach on, the big category, and then have your cool spin on it, right? Just take the diet industry, just take it. It's like every single month there's some version of whatever. And what makes it new and exciting is people think, this is finally the one I'm going to stick with, right? It's going to be paleo, it's going to be keto, it's going to be whatever it is. But like, it's intermittent fasting. It's like people they want to feel inspired and hopeful around a way that they can tackle a problem or achieve a dream. And we teach this in Thought Leader Academy as like the core of your best-selling book. Your passion meets helping someone solve a problem or achieve a dream with something that's super relevant right now. So what makes your nutrition book really relevant right now? When you tie it to our climate change, this is what we need to eat in our world where the climate's different, and chapped lips, and whatever that, right? So that's like your fresh fun take. And if your gremlins come up as I say this and you think, oh God, I don't have a fresh fun take, I don't have something original. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I have never sat with someone, any of our clients, and not been able to find a cool, fresh take or a framework or a way to talk about okay, you all can see my office, right? Look how many, it goes for like 3 different walls just in this room. Books, 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 books. Okay. I've read them. I love them. I've reread many of them. And many of them say the same flippin' thing: how to write a great book, how to, I love neuroscience and mindset and, whatever it is. It's like how to manifest all the things. Margie's got the phenomenal PR parenting book coming out. It's like out actually, pre-orders and all of it. So you're having a fresh parenting. There's tons of parenting books. Margie's taking her work as a public relations specialist for decades, international public relations, and saying, here's how you can empower your kids by teaching them these PR strategies. How cool is that? How cool is that book? How exciting is that for a parent who knows they want to be a better parent? They want to do right by their kids. They want to bring them, some new tool. And Margie comes and gives us this book, right? It's so great. People always going to want to care about being a good parent, hopefully, but they need a new spin. They need a new way. And it just gets boring to do the stuff we know. If every book just said, drink more water, get good sleep, eat in moderation, move your body. We all know that. We just don't do it often enough or in the exact ways, right? So we need someone to call it, paleo or whatever. We just need that thing, right? So give a fresh take, bring a thought leader idea to a very important, universal, primal even topic is what I would say for that. And, just keep working on your craft, right? It's like, we just love to read great writing. And we don't have to be great in our draft, we're just going to keep working on the craft. So I would say those were a lot of the conversations of just, those of you that have taken our courses, the Venn diagram we use to map your best-selling book, your passion, helping someone to solve a problem or achieve a dream, even if you're writing fiction, and what makes it relevant right now, today in 2023. And if you're not sure what makes it relevant, because I get people go, I don't know, and it's like, feels scary, literally just start Googling what people are complaining about on your topic and what people are asking. I think it's askthepublic.com, something with ask and public in it. If you Google that, you can see the most frequently typed in questions on Google on your topic. You'll know exactly what people are feeling right now in this exact moment about your topic of expertise. Again, even if it's fiction, right? Because do people want supernatural romance right now? Or do they want, here's one more trend. This was a reader trend. I was asked to do an interview last month, what readers are wanting now. So I did a bunch of research on 2022 books. And what came up is that, versus like a few years ago, one of the genres that was exploding for like a decade was, post-apocalyptic stuff in fiction, right? Post-apocalyptic young adult fiction, sci-fi, all that stuff. And because of the pandemic, because we lived it, we lived a science fiction-y sort of experience, people want two things right now in books. They want authenticity and they want upliftment. This is not the time where people want a really super depressing, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, hopeless, nihilistic kind of story. Whether you're writing fiction, nonfiction, personal growth, self-help, doesn't matter. We want to feel uplifted. We want to hope. We want to have, we want to feel expansive. Yeah. What's exciting about any of these takeaways from AWP? Maybe put in the chat if anything here is exciting to you. Do you like the idea that people want more uplifting stories right now? Do you like the idea that you can drill down on the big topic that you like to write about and then create a fun framework or lens? And I'll tell you what else. Books are alive and well. Audiobooks, print books, paperback books, hardcover books, ebooks. I mean, last year there were 15,000 people at that conference, and this year there were 28,000. They think maybe 29,000 by the time we got to Saturday. Isn't that cool? And a lot of those people are writers and publishers and agents, but a lot of those were people from the public that want to meet writers, because there's a lot of famous writers are there. It's really fun. And so people are into it. They want your book. They want your ideas. They want to read your stories. Yes. Definitely, Karen, it's aligned. Yeah. So really, I'm going to keep bringing you all the inside scoop from all the cool conferences and, different masterminds that I'm in. I'm in a women in publishing, secret mastermind where, everyone's sharing really what's going on. And so we will be sharing these in the lounge. Always. We want to hear from you. I want to hear from you personally, through the comments and the chat here on upcoming topics. Some weeks we're going to drill down into very specific things. People are talking about getting an ebook done, or maybe you want to learn about audiobooks. We've had a lot of requests for more. The Science of Getting Rich for Women audiobook is coming out soon. It's a finished recording. It's just in mastering right now. So we can talk audiobooks, all kinds. So please keep sending your requests. And remember, we are going to message you later today if you won a ticket to the Write and Grow Rich New Orleans retreat. And I'm so excited for you to join us at that retreat. You will receive, Alexis, if you let everyone know on the social platforms we'll direct message. If the winner ends up being from social and on Zoom. Yes, good. We've got your emails. Okay, perfection. All right. So really excited to have a powerful week. Let's go back before we end, and let's go back to that thought that made you smile. Okay. Go back to that thought that made you smile. And let's do it one more time. We really want to lock in this energy, be at a new point of attraction, leaving the lounge, being in a high vibration. What's that thought? Do the motion, get some energy, get some emotion going around that thought. Give yourself that sound, that motion. Woo! All right. All right. And then think of that action, coming to the lounge next week and saying, oh my God, I did it. I created that result. I'm so excited. Can't wait for more. Yes. All right. So you're leading your thoughts. That was our big theme today in the lounge. Thought leaders lead with their own thoughts first. Our thoughts generate emotions. So the thought sends out the signal, the emotion brings it into manifestation. You'll take actions based on the aligned thoughts, and you create the result that you want to create this week. Yes. Yes. Can we celebrate each other? Let's give yourselves like, woo! Absolutely. Give yourselves massive love for being brave and being powerful and being committed and taking time on your Monday to get your thoughts lined up. That's true leadership. And then think about who you're lifting up with you. Think about the difference between you entering a Zoom conversation, a phone call, a room, a physical room, as someone with the thoughts maybe you were having earlier today, like I was in the shower, that weren't aligned with the result you want to create. And then the you that is leading from this place. That next person that talks to you right now is going to be so lucky. They're not even going to understand. They're like, I just feel good. They're like, I'm here with Catherine. I tell about, and I just feel amazing because Catherine's energy is high vibe. And she's just like, yes, right. And we lift everybody up with us. And that's what we get to do. We get to do it in our work. So let's have a powerful, productive week. This is how you can truly double your productivity and your income this week. I'm not kidding. I've traced it in myself. When I do this work on Mondays and get myself aligned, you have the potential to generate double the productivity and the income that you would have done otherwise by continuing to just check in and line up the thought, line up the emotion, line up the action, new result. Yes, I'm so excited, everybody. Woo! Good job. We don't have theme music yet. We're working on it. So when we get theme music, we can dance it out. But I am loving being with you. I'm so grateful you've taken the time to join us in the Thought Leader Lounge. We'll be back together next week, and I will look forward to hearing these updates. Yeah, heart hands. Have an awesome week, everyone. Great job.